Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This may be the first video I'll be releasing today, which is going back to the whole vshojo situation. So if you're not aware, ironmouse left vshojo due to the whole money situation of vshojo not giving almost $500,000 to the immunity foundation, so the immunity deficiency foundation. Think I remember because right here, didn't forget. I probably would have said immunity foundation, and people would have been like the immunity deficiency foundations. But even so, yeah, a bunch of VTubers like Amali, Kura, Kasum, Melody have all announced they are leaving vSojo. Iron Mouse recently revealed the agency owes over five, no, that's obviously like $5 million. On the other hand, right now, she is raising the money and has already reached that point, right? Iron Mouse Tiffany campaign has now raised 5 million, half a million for the Immunity Deficient Foundation. She revealed yesterday that vShojo allegedly owe over half a million to this charity. Now, I think before we move on, I think from what I can gather, because I know Legal Mindset was covering this as well, I have a feeling that it is probably over half a million, maybe around like 600,000 to probably 700,000. Probably due to, obviously it's not going to get taxed or anything, right? But I can imagine that since it's allegedly over half a million, it probably is over half a million. And the number itself, if it is revealed to be a lot bigger, call it 10,000, 10,000, right? If it is over half a million, it makes him look bad. Again, it reminds me so much of the situation that happened with the completionist. So let's actually read the article of multiple people leaving with Iron Mouse during the situation. Hopefully, yep, okay. VTuber joined Iron Mouse in quitting vShojo amid the half a million cherry scandal. Multiple VTubers have made the decision to leave vShojo just one day after Iron Mouse left the org. Allegedly, they didn't pay the half a million owed to the Immunity Deficiency Foundation. On July 23rd, Iron Mouse shocked the streaming world by announcing that she was quitting vShojo. In the shattering YouTube video, streamer claimed that the VTuber agency owed her money and having paid the Immunity Deficiency Foundation the half a million she made through her record-breaking subathon. Following Iron Man's decision to leave, more creators have publicly announced their departure to vShojo. vShojo is bleeding VTuber talent following Iron Man's allegation. In the series of posts on X, multiple VTubers who were signed with vShojo revealed they would be quitting as well, with Kura even claiming that they had decided to leave over a week before the Iron Man revelation. I didn't want to say anything until it finalized, but since people keep making an assumption, no, I'm not staying here. I already submitted a leave contract, and they've been meeting 11 days ago. Kura said, hopefully saying her name right. I didn't want to say anything until it finalized, but since people keep, yeah. So here we go. That's just for the article. Can we read more? It's gonna. Yep, here we go. We can read more right here. Obviously from 11 days ago. The only reason I still have the vShojo brand logo on here still is because they have removed it themselves. As an associate, you cannot remove it yourself. Same with everyone. Same with everyone other members. I read that wrong. In any case, I'm just waiting for the contract to be all fulfilled and done. But I guess I'm an indie now low. So that's another big blow. Right, and we're seeing this more and more as other VTubers are leaving, right? In any case, I'm just waiting for the contract. Project, I'm not gonna. Melody also confirmed she was leaving the org. I was an OG talent, putting my everything into the comp, but I'm beyond devastated at what happened, and I never in a million years, years that I be saying these words. She stated. Said I'm waiting. Said I wait to make a statement because I am anxious and struggle to find my word. But yes, I'm leaving with Sojo. It was an OG town, but yep. And I was just read that. And Millie joined two revealing that she would be terminating her contract with vSojo and would become an independent VTuber. Nothing about my content will change. I was in indie for 18 years before signing with vSojo. I didn't realize she's been around that long. Or maybe she. I don't know how old she is, but it is what it is. And I retain my IP. My love goes out to the talent. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for your continued support as we look towards the future. And Hami, again, I'm not gonna pronounce his name, announced that she has quit vshojo, stating that well had the opportunity to befriend people, she can no longer be part of the company. That's not all. Katsan posted a scattered post about vshojo, accusing them of only caring about money. Looking back at myself, saying vshojo is just a great company, make me laugh. It's just too funny. I'm just a fool for believing convenience lies. I think a second. Yeah, you can tell that more and more people are just upset and just don't want to deal with this, right? The fallout has been so immense that people are just leaving. People are leaving. They're seeing the sinking ship because, like, if this would have been like, oh, they didn't, they forgot to pay the VTuber like a couple $1,000, or they just forgot to pay her on time, and it's been a recurring issue, it wouldn't be a big of a deal. But since we're dealing with things like charity, I mean, also, well, let's see. Let me before I go further, let me make that clear. It is a big deal, but compared to not paying charity, an organized charity group money, right? It is a problem, right? If you like, again, when we look back at the whole completionist stuff, remember how much of a big deal that was to the point where nobody could defend the completionist and more or less ruin his career for that bit of time. I don't know where he's at now. It's been a while since I personally watched the completionist. I think it's been like a very long time. But we did see that for a while his career was completely devastated. Right, his career was completely just shattered. I'm not sure if he still is. I mean, looking at it now, he is still around, and it is what it is. But let's keep going, right? Now, Carson even went as far as announcing that she would be quitting during a live stream with the company CEO, a man who goes by Makon. She further claimed that she was owed money from them as far as October 24, with the CEO admitting to knowledge serving several Japanese talents weren't paid. This is despite by his account, we show she's doing well at the company financially. Carson says she wanted to be paid the money she owed, and he didn't have a great answer for her as else, so get it. Gonna explain that the funds were combined for Japanese and English talent, and that no one would get paid if they don't have money in the universal wallet. As a result, there's a chance vshojo doesn't have the money owed to these VTubers at all, with claiming that the company would disband entirely if all the talents left. At the time of writing, vshojo had yet to respond to the allegation or the talent deciding to leave. So obviously, when something does come out, I'll update you guys. But if all their talent are leaving in drove and they don't have money in their universal wallet, it is a big blow, right? Because a lot of these VTuber companies are based both in Japan and America, and I think some of them are also based on China, Taiwan, and Korea, and I think there's like one or two based in Indonesia and Singapore. Um, if they're unable to have, if they have something like a universal wallet, which makes sense, it could explain why, in my opinion, they have an issue with this, right? It explains, in my honest opinion, that the reason they may have not been able to pay the foundation their money or the money they are owed is probably because they never had money in their company and they were just barely skimming through. Compared to, like, let's say like Hololive or Face Connect, where I think they have a lot of money to go around to pay their workers. In this situation, it may be the case that they don't in vshojo, and that if that is a problem, right? If they do have that issue, that is a problem that's going to affect them. And if things go as they are, right? If more and more are leaving, um, it is a problem. It's going to take them a whole time to get their reputation back up with the general audience because, again, a lot of people a lot of people are just not going to tolerate it, right? People don't tolerate it when you scam charity foundations. People are not going to tolerate it. And it's just a little crazy how things are playing out, and things are probably not going to get worse. Things may not get things are probably are going to get worse and not any better, and more of the talent just up and leave. So you know, and it is crazy to see a whole company just implode within a matter of just a single day. I mean, it probably was imploding behind the scenes for a number of other reasons, but it probably wasn't as bad until recently. So, you know, we're witnessing an implosion on a level we really haven't seen in a long time. Till then, ladies and gentlemen, God bless and be safe.